Recording in progress. A very good morning to the 6 people who is online already. Am I audible? Am I visible?
Good morning, Chair. You are
Morning,
audible
Chair.
and you're visible, Chair.
Thank you so much.
We see a nice, beautiful suit today.
Thanks, Honorable Mataung. Well, the portfolio secretaries, one of them, just indicate to me whether we are a quorum so that we can start.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. Yes, we do have a quorum, Chair. We can begin. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for that indication, Jabu. Honorable members, we are going to meet today, this following our meeting last week. We will have a consideration again and finalize the budgetary review and recommendations report. And then we will also deal with adoption of 2 reports. The agenda is being flighted. Those who can see it, may I please get a proposal and a seconder that we start the proceedings in this fashion. Does this mean there is no member that would like us to go forward?
Sorry, Chair, I'm getting off a flight. I'll propose.
Thank you so much, Honorable Pakita.
Thank you.
Honorable Khabo.
Oh, thank you very much, Chairperson. Good morning to yourself and good morning to everyone. I stand to second the proposal to adopt the agenda as it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Khabo. Honorable members, again, may I welcome each and everyone. We are not going to do introductions. If there's any apologies of any kind, please feel free to register that. I am now calling on the Portfolio Committee Secretary to deal with any apologies.
Good morning, Chair, once again. Chair, we do have an apology from Mr. Daniels. He has personal matters that he's dealing with today, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members that would like to indicate on behalf of their colleagues? If none, we are going to proceed. But before we are going to proceed, honorable members, I just want us to deal with the issue of the meeting with SAIDS, the department and the minister on Friday. We have agreed in terms of our program that we would like to finalize the matter pertaining to the SAIDS board. As a result, we have agreed to ask permission from the chair of chairs to meet, and that will be on Friday from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock the evening. We have received correspondence of concern by the chair of chairs, which to a greater extent I am in agreement, and that is the committee who most of the times does not honor some of these meetings. The problem we are experiencing, honorable members, is the fact that these meetings are being approved. It are being also put on the Z list, and as a result, sometimes on the eve of these meetings, it is cancelled. Now, to deal with this concern, the chair of chairs has stated very clearly that we should, do our utmost best to prevent, having situations of this nature, because it does not augur of well for the committee, for his office as well as Parliament, and the fact that these meetings are being Z-list, also that these meetings, are being communicated to various platforms pertaining to media and so forth. So it is important for us. It is also noted that most of the members at some times indicate their availability, be as it may, on Zoom and or on in person. I do understand that some of our members are being deployed elsewhere, to other committees, which also expect them to attend those meetings and to attend some of those oversight. It is important for us to plan accordingly and to be smart in as far as our planning is concern. And with that said, honorable members, I have been in touch with the minister's office. I tried to call him personally as well, with no success. There are a particular concern that the minister is traveling abroad on request of the president, and it seems more likely with my discussion with the PA yesterday that he will travel on Thursday evening. So we are not sure what the program and schedule of the minister looks like for Friday. And I'm also not aware precisely which country is traveling to and what are the time difference. So with that said, we may experience a challenge, and be as it may, nothing has been finalized yet. I'm going to give a quick overview of Friday then. So Friday will then just this particular meeting. But what we should do, honorable members, is perhaps in future, like I've said, if the minister is not available, definitely the deputy minister must also be available, or you're now informed on all of these decisions. That includes the DG as well. So I am strongly of the opinion for us not to wait for the minister. It is the minister, the deputy minister, and it is also the director. If one of those three are available, we will then proceed with our meetings, because we cannot, cancel meetings in the way we do. So I would like, in the light of what I have said, the portfolio secretary perhaps have a comment on what I have said, and so that we can perhaps then discuss the way forward. But I don't want us to waste time. With the information to our exposure, it is clear from myself, from my view, from where I'm sitting, it's clear that it seems that this meeting will not be able to go forward. Can the portfolio secretary perhaps just give a comment on what I have said? And maybe she is also in a possession of any communication of this nature. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair, once again. With regards to Friday's meeting, with the Saison Chair, I'm not sure if they've communicated with Sisoleka, but there's not been any communication from the department as to any apologies or unavailability of the minister or the deputy minister or DG. We haven't received anything as yet, Chair. The program was forwarded on the 22nd of the updated program, in fact, was forwarded to the department on the 22nd of October. And Chair has explained correctly the views of the House Chairperson in terms of cancellations and such, Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jabu. The other thing for me, if it is fine with the committee, to allow me to start engage with both the ministry, the department, as well as the chair of chairs, discussing these challenges that we have, and perhaps, come up with a resolution to inform members what is the way forward then. Honorable Mtetwa.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, Chair. Maybe we need to find out, we need the department to forward us the reasons for the minister to be traveling abroad. If he's traveling on behalf of the portfolio, or the president sends him away on other issues, maybe the president should reconsider deploying him in a department that he feels he is best suited to travel about. If he's not traveling about the arts and culture, sports, arts and culture issues, then he should be removed to another department that the president deems fit. But we need to find out what are the reasons for his traveling, because he can't be a minister of this portfolio, but traveling on behalf of the president to wherever to talk about peace talks or talk about something else that doesn't relate to the department. I think that's what we must establish first before we take a decision, Chair. Thanks.
Okay, cool. I tend to agree with you, Honorable Mtetwa, and myself, I'm not aware of the reasons, but I think this should also form part of the discussions with both Mr. Frolick as well as the minister himself, and to a greater extent, requesting Mr. Frolick also to do this with the Speaker's office, because I'm not aware. I'm not a minister, but I don't know if I was a minister and the president is calling me, whether I would be able to say no. But I think this is the discussions that we must have, and it's a very fruitful input that. So if there's other members also who have those kind of concerns and questions to raise, kindly forward it to Soleka or Jabu, and that can form then part of the discussion on the way forward. And perhaps then, Jabu, I think we should then respond to Mr. Frolick to explain, because sometimes it looked like that my office is in disarray, which is not a fact. It is quite broad. It is the whole problem lies between members, between DSEC, between the ministry, and definitely not the professional staff members. So I think let's do this. Let's call the meeting off, but I would like us also to have a declarator to Mr. Frolick pertaining to the challenges that it have, so that the impression is not there that we are the cause of all of this. Honorable Mutambi.
Thank you, Chairperson. You will all recall, colleagues, that the program is sent to the department in advance so that they know on this date and day we will be dealing with these matters. And I'm talking it also from experience. I mean, the minister has got a responsibility to prioritize the committee. Because even when the president is assigning him a responsibility, a normal, reasonable person will say, President, I'm not available on this date. But what we have realized, we have got a minister who doesn't take this committee serious. The accountability issues. And these are the matters that you need to seriously raise with Mr. Frolick, so that you can escalate it with the leader of the government business. That's my take on this one, Chair.
Thank you so much. Portfolio Secretary, please take note of those inputs, that it also form part of my discussions with Mr. Frolick. The Honorable Molatani.
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning, honorable members, as well as parliamentary staff. Chairperson, it is so disappointing that when we're supposed to have the ministers in our meeting, there will be always an apology. The same thing that is happening with this meeting of Public Works. I think this meeting with Public Works, it was supposed to be our second meeting. And in our first meeting, we've raised the issues. I think our meeting was somewhere last year, before the end of the year. We've raised the issues. And today we are sitting here again. There's an apology. I don't know, Chairperson. It's very difficult. So it's very difficult because the ministers are when they're supposed to come and account, they will always put apologies. And to such an extent that some of the issues, we can't even discuss them because they are the ones who are supposed to be here. So I will support the colleagues to say that when we go to chair of chairs, let it be known that we are not happy with this apologies from the ministers. We are not happy. The issue of Sarah Baratman. Chairperson. It's one of those issues which we even discussed it last year with the Public Works. They were supposed to have come to this meeting. If really serious, they wanted us to discuss this issue of Public Works. They were supposed to come to this meeting because last year we did discuss them with them and they were saying we'll come and give you the report back. We are still waiting for report backs. And we don't want to be petty, because if we want to be petty, Chairperson, unfortunately we are politicians. We will take this matter. We want to be formal, but now if things are going like this, we'll end up being petty. So please, Chairperson, ministers must come and account to the meeting, because if we have to take this matter further, it won't be good for the portfolio. Thank you very much, Chair.
Yeah, I see another few hands is raising by members. May I just say the following before you are going to have further input on this? Bear in mind, the very same meeting on Friday was also a reason for cancellation due to some members that could not be available. So like I've said, honorable members, this is why it's not only the minister, it is members as well, where we could or cannot form a quorum. At times when we have to have meetings in person, we had to change it because of members cannot be present. So it is wide. And if we are having further inputs on this matter, please take that into consideration. How are we going to deal with ourselves as well? I am not too sure, but I'm going to open this up. We have to deal with what is on the agenda. And but the fact that I have given some members already an opportunity to speak, let me proceed giving members. But may I please ask members to be crisp, as I have requested that members must send a summary on their concerns and what I should, convey to the Chair of Chairs and the Minister's office. Honorable Khabo, followed by Honorable Kobani, Honorable Potgieter, and Honorable Nkosi. In that.
No, thank you very much, Chair. Thanks. Let me also once more again forward my greetings to the members of the committee, including the administration, Chair. Chair, firstly, I would like to emphasize the fact that we are not dealing with the absenteeism of members here, but dealing with the absenteeism of the minister that has been continuous over the past few months. I think that should be our starting point, that as much as we are noting that members will not be attending, the reality of the matter is that the minister has been running away from accounting from this committee. And that should be understood as the position of the committee. It should not be understood as a view that we are now trying to tell the president what to do. But if the minister takes this committee serious, he would know that constitutionally is obliged to come and account to the committee. I mean, we'll be dealing with critical issues, amongst others, deals with the manner in which the department is conducting its affairs. In terms of the law, who must be held accountable? It is the minister who must be held accountable. How are we going to do that when the minister is continuously running away from portfolio committee meetings? And it is for that reason, Chairperson, in the wording that we'll be using as we are communicating the position of the portfolio with the Chair of Chairs, it must be clear that this is not the first incident, this is not the second incident. This situation has been dragging for too long, and it cannot be correct that, Chairperson, when we raise our views as a committee in terms of how the minister is conducting himself, would want to be labeled as people who are anarchic, as people who are rebellious. It's fine for other people to consider us as rebellious, but part of our responsibility here is not to come and create relations and make friendships with the minister necessarily, but to hold him accountable as the portfolio committee chairperson. So with that being said, Chair, I think it's only fair that we should be clear as a portfolio committee, move away from this tendency of trying to change the views of the committee with an intention of either trying to build some relations with the minister at the expense of the committee. It is my firm view, Chairperson, that we cannot mince our mess when we deal with this matter, Chairperson. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Kobani.
Thank you, Chair, everyone, the colleagues. Good morning. Chair, I think we as a MK, you are delaying us as a GNU. You are fighting amongst yourself. Who put him to be minister is GNU. Today you are fighting in front of us and you are delaying us to work as MK or any opposition party that is not included in the GNU. This is a GNU problem.
Order, Chairperson.
Now you want to bring it to us, solve your
Point of
things,
order, Chairperson.
and then we want to work for the people.
Honorable Kobani, let me deal with the point of order. My apologies, Honorable Malatsani.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Chairperson, Honorable Kobani must go straight to the point. We are not talking about the GNU delaying everyone here. He must go straight to the point. If we were delaying everyone, we were the first to raise the issue of non-attendance of the minister. Honorable
Thank you,
Kobani
Honorable.
doesn't have anything to say.
Thank you, Honorable Malatsani. Honorable Kobani, we are dealing with the Portfolio Committee and with issues of the Portfolio Committee. It is not a GNU here. It's a Portfolio Committee.
When are you going to solve this problem of minister? Because every time we have a minister's problem. When are you going to solve this? As we don't have the power to say move out. Can you do something? Because we cannot do something. We can talk about that. He can come. When he come, we don't do anything. It happens, the meeting goes well, but now it's not here. What are we gonna do? Let's try to make plan B, how to solve these things, because now this meeting, it was for Sports, Arts and Culture Department with us, but nothing we can do now. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kobani. And that is precisely what we are doing. We focus on finding a solution here. And I have made a proposal. Members agreed for me to meet with the necessary role players to, assist so that we can sort out this problem. The Honorable Potgieter.
Thank you, Chair. Just two issues with this. I don't have an issue with your suggestion that the Deputy Minister attend. My only problem with that is that the Minister seems to make decisions on his own. If I take the MGE advisory panel, for example, the Deputy Minister was present, but she was unable to answer because that was unilaterally set up by the Minister himself. And therefore only he can answer to it. The second issue is that, I received a correspondence from a journalist this morning with regards to delays in our questions, which also seem to be, tied in with the minister's travel. Now, it cannot be fair that our written questions are being delayed because the minister is out of town more often than he isn't. So I do think that there needs to be a discussion around this. Our parliamentary agenda, as well as our portfolio committee agenda, is set way in advance. And it does affect our ability to, travel up and down as members of parliament. But it's as simple as, stating that he is unable to attend, a certain amount of meetings, and then you are able to set the agenda accordingly. But it can't be this last minute thing that affects all of us. Thank you.
Yeah, Honorable Potgieter, I understand your perspective, what you are saying pertaining to the Deputy Minister, but I think as a country and as Parliament, as much as the Minister, the Deputy Minister must also have some sort of involvement or insight on the decision-making process. So I just want to leave it there, and even the director as well. Finally, Honorable Nkosi.
No, thank you very much, Chair. Greetings to your good self, the members of the Portfolio Committee and the support staff. Honorable Chair, I think what is raised here, it's not for the first time that you raise the issue of the minister, that he's not attending, he's undermining this Portfolio Committee. We need to be very serious ourselves as the Portfolio Committee with regards to this matter. But I didn't want to say to Honorable Kobani it's out of order, but we need to tell him that he's out of order here. Because the issue of the GNU was not the issue of us only. All parties were requested to form part of it, and they've decided not to partake. So it's not our baby. He cannot come and tell us that is the issue of the GNU. We are talking of the non-attendance of the minister. Second to that, Chair, on the issue of the members that are not attending, you've indicated clearly that sometimes there are committees that are clashing with the Portfolio Committee, not to say they just not attending. But we requested that at least the Friday meetings, if they can be virtually, I don't think that is going to be a problem for members to attend. Members are not having a problem. The problem here is the minister. I think we need to take that. But Honorable Kobane, please stay out of what you are saying. It's not our baby that you didn't want to partake on the GNU issue. Thank you very much, Chair. I submit.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I want to again emphasize, Honorable Nkobani is one of those indicating that he will be present, even if it's on Zoom. Then he never attended. I just want to mention that. Honorable Matong is the final
Thank you so
speaker.
much, Chair. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please proceed, Honorable Member.
Okay, Chair. Now, I just wanted to say, man, this whole thing of the minister is so alarming, because of all the time. I think it's not only the minister, even the DG as well. They don't want to come to meetings and attend. So maybe, I don't know. I think I raised this question again last time to say, what powers do we have as a committee to make certain decisions, or whom can we write to in that regards? Because we cannot go back and forth about this whole thing. And by the time he comes in and want to sit, maybe on the physical meeting, you'll only want to spend about an hour or so, then he just leaves before we even get into serious issues. So we need to, if we have powers as a committee, let's do it. But if we say we don't have powers, or maybe we just talk and nothing happens, that way I think it does undermine this committee. As much as how much we try to work as hard as we are, but there's certain outstanding issues whereby even our people on the ground, they even asking us to say what is really happening. For instance, now, what Peter just said to you is just receive a certain scoop from the journalist. Those are some of the other issues that we're supposed to be tackling. But if the minister is not here, these issues will never be tackled. Still waiting for SAFA to come. I said it last time to say we also need to bring SAFA in. How will we be able to bring SAFA in if the minister is also not there? So he needs to start being serious about everything. I thank you.
Thank you, noted honorable members. Honorable Teto, I'm not going to give an opportunity on this very same issue. I want to end this meeting in saying that when it comes to absence and when it comes to availability and when it comes to everyone being present, it is a shared responsibility of all role players when it comes to attendance of these meetings. I am going to give an opportunity to the content advisor to flight BRRR report at the recommendations and proceed so that we can go on with our meeting. Fiona.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, members and colleagues. Let me just share my screen so that we can go straight to the recommendations that we were looking at on Friday. Chair, is the screen visible to you?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for confirming. So, Chair, just to zoom straight into the observations and recommendations, there were just two observations that I needed to work on post Friday's meeting. And that was the issue of the investigations that Mr. Mtetwa provided input on. I just included that the committee recommends that the department initiates investigations into the alleged misuse of funds as possible fraudulent activity related to the South African Music Industry Council, that's SAMIC, and then also the Silapa Wellness Program that was terminated in May 2025. Chair, does that suffice?
Yes, proceed.
Thank you.
Chair,
And
through you.
Just a second. My apologies. Let me, Honorable Mtetwa, just a second. Honorable Matahung, is that a legacy hand? Please
Sorry,
unmute.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem. It's fine. Honorable Mtetwa, please proceed if you want to raise something.
Yes, Chair. Just to bring to the attention of the committee that I submitted a question that requested the department to provide me with a list of all the forensic investigations that the department is doing. And I did receive that with the absence of SAMIC, SIFSA. So if you can please add SIFSA also, and SILAPA is not on the list. And what is troubling is that the minister on SIFSA has openly and publicly said that SIFSA is a criminal syndicate, corrupt entity, and people must wait for the forensic investigation. But forensic investigation around SIFSA has gone silent. So yeah, thanks, Chair. I think that's what I wanted. But I will forward the list to the committee. I don't know whether we have received a list from the department as we had requested. Thanks.
Yeah, can we simultaneously also, ask why the department seems to not address to a full extent Honorable Mtetwa's request? There must be some kind of a reason, listening to what Honorable Mtetwa is saying. And it is important that we have all of those information. I think we can add it here, but also ask the portfolio secretary write to the department and raise our concern as a committee that the response to address, other issues that has been mentioned by Honorable Mtetwa has not been raised. Honorable Moletsani? Please unmute.
Chairperson, thank you very much. Also on that issue of the forensic audit, I think we must also add the issue of Athletics South Africa, because also on that one, I remember we've requested a forensic audit, and apparently the report is out, even though we don't have it as the members. Can it also be added on that? And on top of that, Chairperson, can you fast track the department to give us that report? Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Moletsani. We have written to the department last week, but thanks for bringing that up. It also seems that this particular report on the forensic report is also in the public domain already. If we have listened to some of the reports on the radio and so on. Please proceed, Fiona.
Thank you, Chairperson. And then there were no, sorry, Chairperson, in the report that I circulated yesterday, there was just a due date missing. So I will just look at that and include that unless the members can offer some guidance there. It's in relation to the slow response by the leadership in implementing recommendations and ineffective monitoring action plans, which has resulted in repeat negative audit outcomes. And then this is also from Mr. Mtetwa's inputs on Friday, that there should be some form of consequence meted out should the audit outcomes not improve.
Yeah, I think we can later add the due date, Fiona.
Thank you, Chairperson, and then I will just
use the standard the standard required time.
Thank you, Chairperson. Then I'll just fast forward. Chair, there's a hand.
Honorable Mtetwa, is that a legacy hand?
No, Chair, it's my now hand. Chair, as I was going through this report, even now I'm checking. If we put the date, what are the implications, and what is our follow-up process on this? Because I've seen other things have got dates of 2024, 2025 financial year. yet we haven't received some of the documents or the things that we had requested that we should be provided with. Now we're going to be putting new dates yet again. How effective it is. I'm not saying that we shouldn't put the day. I just want to maybe suggest that we should have matters arising from these things. We should look at that. We can't talk of monitoring, improving monitoring at the department and not improve our monitoring. It seems like we just put dates, but people don't honor these dates and nothing happens after that. Thanks, Chair. So it's just my observation that I've picked up on, especially on the monitoring. If you can look at the monitoring, you will see that there are certain dates that were stated, 24-25 financial year. We are in 25-26 financial year. We haven't received anything yet for 2024-25.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Mthethwa. There is a quite a sound cross-pollination when it comes to dates, and I can ensure that the portfolio committee professional staff always keep us posted on that. But you are welcome to respond to that, Fiona, if you would like to.
Thank you, Chairperson. There is a meeting scheduled with the department in which they should be presenting their responses to various reports tabled by the committee, and that includes the budget vote report and the 2 oversight reports. And at this point, I can't quite remember if there are any other reports that they need to respond to. But there is an upcoming meeting, and that's how the committee can monitor and track recommendations made to the department. That's one way. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Molatani. Is that a legacy?
Chairperson, thank you very much. I think I'm going to take you back a little bit regarding this issue of the report. If Chairperson recalls, last year, December, in one of our portfolio committee meetings, I requested a forensic report from the DG. And the report was regarding irregular material irregular that happened in the department, and senior officials in the department were suspended. And the DG said that the report is on the minister's office. They will make it available for us. Until today, the report they are still making report available for us. Can we please add it on the list of the reports that we require from the department?
Thank you, Honorable Molatani. I think there's no problem. We can do that.
Thank you, Chairperson. And
Chair, through you.
Honorable Mthethwa.
Can I suggest that if the admin could assist us by picking up all the things that dates back to 24-25 financial, make a list of all the things that the department, so that when the department comes to report, we are able to say, these are the things that you were supposed to have given us by this date. You haven't by this date. Or even if there are those that have been already submitted, please put on that list so to say that it's our checklist to say these are the things that we had requested. You have only provided us 3 out of 60. What's the problem with it? Thanks, sir. That was my suggestion.
That's possible. Honorable Mutambu, have you been covered? I saw your hand. Please proceed, Fiona.
Thank you, Chairperson. And in the final recommendation that needed some tweaking relates to that recommendation to the Minister of Finance. This is just what wasn't included in the report that was considered on Friday. So I'm just going to go through this fairly quickly. In its 2025-26 budget work report, the committee made a recommendation to the department regarding the implementation of the VAR project. And this is just referring to the section in this report that deals with that recommendation. The committee notes with concern that this recommendation has not been considered and that the department intends to proceed with the implementation of the project regardless. The committee is further concerned that the VAR project is not clearly defined in either the 2024-25 or the 2025-26 annual performance plan. And in the recommendation in relation to that observation is that the Minister of Finance through the National Treasury engage the department on the implementation of the VAR project to ensure that it is clearly defined with measurable objectives and it should be aligned to the annual performance plan and the MTEF priorities. The committee further recommends that the National Treasury assess if the VAR project has a properly developed business case detailing costing and performance indicators as required by the PFMA and associated Treasury regulations, and the National Treasury should provide oversight, guidance, and corrective direction if and when needed. And that due date is the 31st of January 2026, which is just before the date when the Minister of Finance responds to the recommendations in this report. Thank you,
Honorable
Chairperson.
members, that recommendation, Fiona has taken a 1 day to formulate it. She worked very hard on that. And if you can just send that apart to members or on the WhatsApp group so that they can keep it. And Fiona has done so, honorable members, simply because she knows the sound appetite you have pertaining to this matter and pertaining to this issue. And this committee stands together when it comes to this issue. And I want to categorically state it on behalf of the committee that we have nothing against VAR. It's the procedure and where the money will be taken from or attempted to be taken from. That is the issue of this committee. So thank you for that recommendation, Fiona. Are we through now with the PRRR? Just ensure us also, Fiona, about the issue pertaining to the numbers. I know we have addressed that offline, the two of us. Just assure members that the numbers is solid. But before we going off that point, I see some, don't know whether I must call it VAR hands. Honorable Khabu.
No, thank you very much, Chairperson. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Firstly, let me start with this one, Chair. I want to agree with Honorable Muthetwa in relation and Honorable Molezani in relation to the issue of reports that are still outstanding of previous years. That is the first thing, Chairperson, in terms of us developing a checklist on issues that we need to make a follow-up on. The second thing is how the department is responding, Chair. Let me go to the issue of administration, Chairperson. I think we are spending almost 5.5 million in the ministry in terms of the administration. We had requested a report in terms of people who are appointed in those offices, which positions are they having, are they holding, which qualifications are they having, and how were they appointed. To date, we have not received that report. But rather what we had received is a report indicating a list of officials in the office of both the minister and the deputy minister. But we don't know which positions are they having. We don't know, secondly, how much are they getting paid on a monthly basis. Thirdly, we don't know which qualification and how were they appointed, Chairperson. That is one issue that I wanted to raise. The second issue that I believe we need to deal with, Chairperson, it's how we are crafting our views. Let us go to the issue of, I would request that we go to the issue of Mzansi Golden Economy. Mzansi Golden Economy. Firstly, we have noted as a committee that the minister, first and foremost, decided to go outside and appoint people to form part of a panel or to appoint people as panel members. And yet again, we don't know how were these people appointed. Now, we are talking about people who were supposed to oversee a process of allocating more than millions And we have been hearing stories in terms of how some other companies were not compliant with the entire process. Thirdly, Chairperson, apart from the issue of the Mzansi golden economy, I thought that we should capture it as part of our observation, especially on and around the panel members who were appointed, and largely our interaction with the panel members has demonstrated that we are dealing with an extension of a political party whom majority of these people, if not all of them, are members of the Patriotic Alliance. And for purposes of transparency, the minister literally failed to explain as to how did he appoint these people. What must indicate that observation, Chairperson? The other issue that I wanted to raise, apart from the issue of Mzansi golden economy, is this issue of the creative arts in schools. How we have coined it in terms of us as a committee motivating the fact that we still need to invest a lot of money in this process, but we equally need to indicate our observation in terms of monitoring the correct implementation of this program. And what is then our final end objective with this program? Because having this program operating in schools, but us not coordinating it properly as a department, it becomes a problem. And largely, it seems like now we are starting a program that we don't have a way of managing it, including monitoring as to whether is it yielding the expected results. So with that being said, Chairperson, I think the last issue, if not the last two issues that I wanted to raise, Chairperson, is this issue of VAR. You know, Chairperson, we don't know whether was it 40 million spent on VAR or is it 81 million. We also don't have that clarity, Chairperson. And continuously we are running away from this thing of getting more clarity. I'm just confused as to whether is it 80 or 40. The issue of federations funding, Chairperson, or allocations that must be sent to federations. We don't have any clarity as to how the process is being conducted in terms of verifying as to whether are we giving this federation 20 million, are we giving this one's 10 million? How are they conducting that process? We also don't know that process as a committee chair. I thought I must just raise one or two or three of those issues. I'll come back if it needs arise. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. The issue of artists in schools has been addressed last week. If Fiona can just take also note of what has been said now by Honorable Khabo, and if we have to tweak and add, we can do so. It was raised by Honorable Mtetwa. The issue of MGE is on the agenda for 7 November. The issue of the federations is on the agenda. We will have an opportunity, Honorable Khabo, to address that. And then also the issue of VAR will definitely come up next week, if I'm not mistaken. We are meeting with SAFA, Honorable Matau. We are meeting with SAFA next week, Tuesday. Proceed, Fiona.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chair, just to add to Mr. Khabu's input on the Artists in Schools program, I'm just going to share the screen again. Let me just do this. Apologies, I'm just trying to find the document. Here we go.
No, Honorable Khabo must apologize because he's taking us back to last week.
So, Chairperson, if we go back a bit back in the report, where the report deals with the budget vote report and the committee's recommendations to the department, there was a recommendation that the Artist in Schools program gets funded again in 2025-26, but this has not happened as has been noted in the APP and also in the budget. There's no allocation for Artists in Schools for 2025-26. The department did provide some input on why this project has been stalled. And so we will have to then, the committee will then have to, in that report, in that meeting with the department on the responses to the reports, flesh this out. Because that is a recommendation that has been included in the budget vote report. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. Noted, Fiona. Honorable Mtetwa, Just a correction, I'm looking at my notes here now. The SAFA is on the 18th of November. Honorable Mtetwa.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry, I had to switch my gadgets. I had my hand up. On the issue of the Minister of Finance Treasury, is it possible, Chair, also to include the issue of inviting Treasury and maybe the Stats SA? Because one of the things that we need to do, this is one sector that is undermined, and yet its contribution to the GDP, it was done in 2020. I think the study was done in 2020, which showed that it is 160 billion, 3% of the GDP, equivalent to agriculture. Yet the financing of this department, the funding of this department, is not proportional to what this sector is contributing to the GDP. Maybe we need to engage Treasury to find out what informs Treasury to say this is the budget for this particular portfolio. Thanks, Chair.
Noted. Thank you, Honorable Mtetwa. Fiona, I think let's finalize the BRRR. We still have 2 reports to do, and we are scheduled up until 11 o'clock. But I am going to do this every time. We will just postpone and go on the next meeting and the next meeting. I'm also allowing members to, have an interrogation and have input on at times, sometimes not within, the agenda items, but I want to have this meeting as open as can be. Fiona, can we finalize the BRRR? I think you're on the second last page.
Yes, thank you, Chairperson. Let me just flight it again. Apologies for the delay. So that was the final recommendation of the report. And then just to carry on, then the report just deals with the conclusion. And
Through you, Chair, my apology.
It's fine, Honorable Mtetwa, proceed.
Chair, that was my submission to the recommendation as the third recommendation, that part of what we need to do is to engage the Minister of Finance on the issue of quantification of the sector so that we know the current estimation of what this sector is contributing, so that we can also debate the issue of why should this department get an increase if it has to get an increase, or why should it get lesser if it has to get lesser. I think for our purpose to deal with the issues of budget, we should be able to quantify the sector. So that's why I'm suggesting, as part of the recommendation, that we have a meeting with Treasury and Stats SA. Thanks, Chair. And thank you.
I agree on that very same input. Also, we must consider, like we've said in the past, the municipalities will also receive, a lot of monies and budgets, and they must also at some stage, I don't know where we will fit this in sometime, but we have to consider the municipalities as well. Fiona, the numbers, is that sorted?
Chairperson, the page numbers, are those the numbers you're referring to? Or
the page numbers. Remember, we had a challenge last week.
Yes, correct, Chairperson. And apologies for that. It was my oversight. I included the logo of Parliament, and so it just threw all the page numbers out, but nothing else has changed.
I'm not easily bothering with header and footers. It's that actually does that.
It's just
okay, honourable members. Is that the conclusion?
Yes, it is, Chairperson. That's the conclusion, and then a little note of appreciation, and then just to note that the report is to be considered by the House. And then moving on, it's just a list of all the abbreviations contained within the report. And that's
thank you.
That's the end of the report. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, and thank you, Fiona. Honourable members, the report is in front of us. We've gone through it. We've made some changes. We've made some recommendations. We've dealt with it. This is the second day. I'm now going to put the report out there for adoption by this committee. Is there any proposal and a seconder for us to adopt? Honorable Mutambi, following by Honorable Mtetwa.
I so move, Chair, with all those additions that has been made, that we adopt the report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mutambi. Honorable Eugene.
Chair, I second the adoption of the report with amendments. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, member. The report, therefore, is then adopted by the committee. It will follow then the necessary procedures through Parliament and for debates and so on.
Maybe,
Can
Chair.
I now ask?
I'm problematic today. Maybe, Chair, I think after adoption, you must also accommodate those who may not want to, just to check if there are any who are not in support of the adoption or they want to abscond. Abscond.
You are worse.
No, I've realized. Chair, I'm sure you've noticed this. This is our report saying these are the recommendations we have. And then you go to the plenary, people grandstand and say, we're not in support. Yet they did not say anything during the COVID. So I'm trying to avoid that
Name and
embarrassment.
shame them.
Honorable Mutetwa.
Okay, on a lighter note.
Mutetwa.
Honorable Makhato.
Honorable Mutetwa. Councillor Makhato. Honorable Mutetwa, Honorable Makhato.
You are now Councillor Makhat.
Yes, we do accept, and we do accept the report.
To call names here, honorable members, please don't. When we ask the
answer
secretary
what Mutetwa said.
Can we flight?
Thank you, Makhat. Honorable Makhat.
Chabu, can we flight the next report for consideration?
Fifi, can you flight the quarter report, please?
Sure, I'm just pulling it up. Sorry about that. Let me just find it quickly.
The 24th and 25th quarter. And
that's correct, Chairperson.
25th and 26th. Who's going to take us through to that?
Chair, just bear with me. I'm just trying to find it.
Problem.
I don't know if we should leave this. Oh, here we go. Just a second. I found it. Oh, sorry, Chairperson. I will just run through this report with the members. Let me just share the screen. Okay, there we go. That's the report, Chairperson. Apologies for the delay. So it's the report on the fourth quarter of 2024-25 and the first quarter of the current financial year. And this was a meeting that the committee held on the 9th of September 2025 to assess the performance reports. Again, Chairperson, this is what was presented to the committee, so there's no new information here. It's like the beta report, it's just the committee's observations and recommendations. Chair, just also note that this has been circulated quite a while back, and so I assume that the members have had some time to look through this report, and perhaps just for time, I should just zoom down to the observations and recommendations. I'm just trying to get there. Oh, here we go. Recommendations.
Yeah, I think let's focus on mostly on the recommendations.
Okay, so there's a recommendation in respect to planning and reporting. the department to consider reworking its annual performance plan to introduce performance indicators that are now included in its operational plan. This will enable more efficient year-on-year tracking of service delivery. Recommendations on budget implementation and financial management. The department should improve forward planning to minimize using budgets agreed to by Parliament for projects that are not clearly defined or budgeted for. The department should implement tighter controls in terms of conditions and evidence requirements before transferring funds to provinces and entities. Program delivery. There again, Chairperson, the department should reinstate the Artist in Schools program, which has been put in abeyance, once robust monitoring and accountability systems are in place. The department should urgently finalize arrangements with the Department of Basic Education to ensure consistent delivery of school sport programs.
Just a second, Fiona.
Sure.
I just want clarity whether the committee members is happy with the artists in school. I am not too sure whether it was part of the austerity or money problems that we have, that it has been withdrawn. But just read the recommendation again. So I'm not too sure, members, should we say consider, or should we just say the department should reinstate? 5.3.1, the department should reinstate the Artists in School program, which has been put in abeyance once robust, what is that again? Robust monitoring and accountability systems are in place. Are you happy with that, Honorable Mtetwa, Honorable Khabo?
Reinstatement, Chair. The reinstatement, yes, I'm happy with it. Yes.
Not considering reinstatement.
No, they must not reconsidering. It must be firmly established that needs to happen, because you can't have sports getting even partnership with the Department of Education to show that this, and then you don't have the other side. Thanks, Chair.
Okay, Honorable Potgieter, following by Honorable Khabo.
Chair, I don't know if you want to take Honorable Khabo first. I want to go back a point. Thanks.
Okay, Honorable Khabo, I'll take you first.
No, thank you very much, Chair. I think I was emphasizing the fact that it must be reinstated, not be consider reinstating it. I think it's well captured, Chairperson. We are clear on that one. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Potgieter.
Thanks, Chair. If we can just go back to the previous point. I just want to check. I very much like this 5.2. So thank you for adding it in as eloquently as you did. For me, is it strong enough to say that we want them to minimize using budgets agreed to by Parliament for projects that are not clearly defined or budgeted for? Minimize using it, kind of implies that they can move budgets around. And we've had a big issue with this because they seem to be moving budgets all over the place. And we don't know where it's being spent or how it's being spent because it's not being reported on clearly. So I like this point. I just think that it opens up for them to say, we have to minimize it, therefore we don't have to eliminate it.
It does. It does. But my biggest concern, Honorable Potgieter, here as well, and I think Fiona will carry me through, the department hides behind these so-called vermins. So it's like, they're changing it the way they wish. In actual fact, further claim that this is within their parameters, within law, that they actually do this. It's a big problem unless we dig deep into the issue of the law or the rules, that prevent them for exceeding and go beyond these kind of vermins that they have. But if you have a proposal on how we can formulate it, please do so. It's much welcome.
Well, Chair, I would put there that they must eliminate using budgets agreed to by Parliament. And it's up to them to then say and provide us with a legal explanation as to why that's impossible. I don't believe it is, and I do not think that their authority to transfer money extends to the extent that they have been moving money around. I don't think that's legally allowable. Thanks.
Exactly, and you leave expectations to these entities who, receive budgets, makes arrangements, and all of that, and all of the sudden they use these vermins and just rob Peter to pay Paul. They actually got angry when I said that in the past. Honorable Khabo?
Thank you very much, Chairperson. In line with the issue in terms of the elimination, Chair, I think you would agree with me that there are a number of programs that the department are implementing, but to a large extent, you cannot trace them clearly in the budget. And if we're to apply the SMART principle, we have been dribbled here by the ministry. If we all remember, the issue of the VAR was not clearly defined in terms of the budget vote line. And I think that's the approach we should be taking. As much as we would be eliminating, we should force the department to focus on implementing the budget vote as it has been presented. But secondly, maybe we request that their budget vote be clear, so that we all know, unlike having said that federations will be given, let's say, 50 million, but you don't know out of that 50 million, how, in fact, an individual federation, how much is it going to get, and which process are they, or which yardstick are they using to determine that this one is going to get 10 rand, this one is going to get 20 rand. So I just thought that I must emphasize that part, but most importantly, emphasize this one, that we would demand that it must be clear in terms of the budget vote and the allocation thereof of every item.
Precisely what Honorable Khabo and Honorable Potgieter is saying now, and I'm not too sure which member it was, but there was a specific, I think it was Honorable Moratsane or Honorable Khabo, a specific question on a list on the amounts being allocated or received or proposed for these entities. Please take note of this, Fiona. It does not feature, it does not come to this committee. I don't know what is the delay. That list of the monies or budgeted for these entities, especially the federations, it is not forthcoming. That is a very important point raised by the members now. Honorable Mtetwa?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I don't know, because this process requires the department, in terms of deviation, it has to go back to Treasury for approval. Yet, when they present budgets, initial budgets, we have to be part of that approval. Yet, when they do deviations, there's no coming back to the portfolio committee to say we are planning or we have proposed these deviations. I think that's where we should also get that clarity from Treasury. Why are we left out when these are happening? We can see at the moment, we approved the budget, but federations, their budgets are withdrawn without any reasoning or without us being given reason. Why are you not funding SASCOC this year? And this is happening post the approval of the budget, which this was not factored into the issue of giving zero budgets to federations. I think we need to really take this one serious. Thanks.
Yeah, great. You sound like a number 6 soccer player now, closing all the gaps. Koala, Mark 2. Proceed, Fiona.
Thank you, Chairperson. And then just to move on to observation recommendation 5.3, program delivery. Oh, we've covered that. Yeah, that was just the last point there that we didn't go through. It's the department is encouraged to publish annual activity plans for major sports, arts, and culture events to enhance transparency and inclusion. Oversight and accountability. The department should provide detailed progress reports on outstanding matters.
Can we go back to 5.3.3?
Sure, Chairperson.
Okay, please just link that somehow with an events calendar that is also not forthcoming, because you'll find that members would like to go and do the peacock or this and that and the other together, and there's no events calendar. We don't know what's happening. Especially the post that Honorable Kobani has posted this morning. We don't know about it. I mean, there are people staying in these provinces and they can use this attendance of events for oversight role.
Thank you,
Proceed.
Chairperson. Chairperson, I will just clean up I've just captured the essence of the input, but I will clean
It's
it up.
fine.
And then moving on to oversight and accountability. So the department should provide detailed progress reports on outstanding matters, including the Orient Theatre project, verification of artist placement in the Artist in Schools program, and recovery of funds from non-compliant entities. The department to submit a clear implementation plan with timelines for addressing all audit findings post the finalization of the report of the Auditor General of South Africa on the department's performance. The department to enhance future performance reports to address any gaps identified. And that was just in relation to a request from the members to provide further information. Equity and transformation, the department should develop targeted interventions to strengthen women's participation in all funded sports with specific action in boxing. The department should ensure fair and equitable distribution of programs across all provinces, including rural and township communities. The department is encouraged to expand support for disability sport and increase investment in grassroots infrastructure, such as combi courts, and improve on equipment distribution. The department should strengthen coordination with municipalities to avoid undermining grassroots development in sports. And then moving on to policy and structural reform, the department, in collaboration with SASCOC, should actively support federations to develop sustainable funding models and reduce reliance on state subsidies. And then the last recommendation, the department is encouraged to strengthen interdepartmental cluster coordination to enhance the impact of nation building, social cohesion, and heritage programs. And that's the end of the list of recommendations, Chairperson. Thank
Right.
you.
Honorable members, can we consider and adopt the report? Proposal and a seconder. We're doing well. 11 minutes, Honorable Mtetwa. 11 minutes past our time.
Chair,
Honorable Mtetwa.
I propose the adoption of the report with amendments.
Thank you. And not with the
Don't forget to ask them to indicate if they're abstaining or voting against.
Leave that for Parliament process. Honorable
Chairperson,
Latsani.
Molotan, yes, Molotan. I will support the adoption of the report with the amendments. Comrade Honorable Mtetwa must just forget, I know when we arrive in the NA plenary, they will be rejecting the report as always.
Thank you, Honorable. Can we flight the last report, Fiona? Thank you, Honorable members. 12 minutes past our time, doing well.
Thank you, Chairperson. That was it. It's to the minutes now that either Jabu or Sisoleka will fly. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much, Fiona. Is that you, Jabu? Please unmute. Who's taking us through? Is it
It's
Jabu
me, Chair.
or
Can you
Soleka?
see are they visible, Chair?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, it's the 14th, Chair.
Yes, 14.
Minutes of the 14th.
Please proceed.
Chairperson, can you note me? I've already raised my hand on this minutes of the 14th.
Is it? We haven't started yet. Which page, Honorable Molatsani?
Just note me after Jabu has presented the minutes.
Oh, after.
Yes.
Okay,
Chair.
but we're doing page by page. Okay, next page. Thanks. That's page 3, page 4. Oh, I now understand why Honorable Molatsani want to speak. I saw something about something ASA here. Proceed. 5. Can
Chairperson, Can
we stop
Jabu
at the
stop?
resolutions?
Yes, I was going to suggest that, Chairperson.
Yes.
Because remember, one of the questions that I did ask the portfolio, I think it was last week Tuesday, where I was saying that we must have a clear resolution on this issue of ASA. Because remember when the meeting agenda, but we were still having some issues that we were discussing in the meeting. Chairperson, my apologies. My grandson is here now. The house is going to be loud.
That is
so we need to have a clear resolution on this issue of Athletics South Africa, because when we were discussing this issue, we couldn't get to where we have our resolutions. I remember one of my proposal on that meeting, Chairperson, and you said no. I said, why can't the president step aside up until the issue of the investigations are done, so that he doesn't cloud the investigations. Remember, when you are in the office and you are being suspended, people who are investigating you, or people who are going to be witness, they are afraid because you are still now in the office. So I want us to go through this resolution so that we have a clear resolution, because unfortunately, honorable members who were part of that meeting, they were aware that we couldn't get to a point where we conclude we have a clear resolution on this matter of Athletics South Africa. And then on the resolution, Chairperson, one of the issues that we need to add, remember on the same day, the SASCOC said that they've already done the investigations and so forth. It needs to be part of this resolution that SASCOC must submit, or the department, in fact, the department / SASCOC, they must submit the outcomes of the investigations which they were having regarding this issue, and those outcomes that report must be submitted ASAP, because it can't be right that on the social media platform the report is already circulating, but as the portfolio committee we don't have the report, and we cannot take the issue of the social media because we don't know whether it's true or it's not. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, thank you for adding that one, Honorable Molotsani. We have requested SASCOC, but the goalpost has changed to provide us with the forensic report. And I'm not too sure whether that was within our powers. In actual fact, DSEC must give that, because SASCOC has handed that over to the minister, and we request SASCOC. And when I have been reminded by the portfolio committee secretary, I was informed by SASCOC it must come from DSEC. So I think leave it the way it is now, Jabu, to say, let's say SASCOC and as well as DSEC. They must speed up that report as well. And then also, I think to some extent, we should keep an eye on this as far as our recommendation is concerned, pertaining to the independent body that should conduct the disciplinary action against the president of Athletics South Africa. That is also a very serious and a very sound and a very fair and a very open recommendation made by this committee. I think with that said, thanks for that addition. If members is fine with that, I'm happy with that addition, that we should be provided with that, because every time committee must pick this up in the streets as far as outcomes and reports is concerned. Members, there is the report. Is there any proposal seconded that we accept?
Chairperson, before I propose for the adoption of the report, can I say something?
Yes, please.
I think, Chairperson, as the portfolio committee, we need to have our resolution register. Resolution register where all our resolution will be registered in. And then every time we'll have to go before the end of the quarter to go and check out of the resolutions that we have, is there any resolution that have been implemented or outstanding, so that those outstanding one we can be able to go back to them and check the reason for them not to be implemented. What is it? So is it possible, Chairperson, if we can have something like that? Because I'm worried we are going to take resolutions up until the end of the term. When we check, out of 50 resolutions that we've took, only one has been implemented. Or we find ourselves running around a circle. Every time we took the resolution, when we check that resolution, we took it almost more than once. So if possible, Chairperson, can we have the resolution register? Thank you, Chairperson, and I propose that we support I propose for the adoption of the report. Your protection, Chairperson. Thank you very much.
Okay, my apologies, Honorable Mpetu. I agree. We can do that, and it will form part of our legacy report as well. And perhaps at every meeting, just get a reminder out to TSEC to do that. There is a proposal. Is that a second, Honorable Mpetu?
No, I wanted to say that has been covered in our previous discussion where we talked about the checklist and was supported by Honorable Khabu. I second the adoption of the minutes, Chair.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, with that said, is there another minutes, Jabu? 15. I think what is the next date?
The 15th,
The
Chair.
15th, yes. It's the 15th and then the 21st. Okay, the 15th, please can go through the pages and then just flag and stop at the recommendations for us. This was the meeting. There is the, can you just do number 7? What is number 7 there? Is this the recommendations? Jabu?
Yes, Chair, these are the resolutions, Chair. Let me just go to the beginning.
Honorable Khabo, just note number 7. Report on salary discrepancies and human resources management issues in sport programs. Or that's something else. Okay, proceed. Anyone want to stop us at the recommendations?
Chairperson.
Honorable Malachani, please do.
I think that one of a report on salary discrepancies and human resource management issues in sports program. I remember very well. It's me who raised that issue, Chairperson.
Okay.
Mr. Khabo's one is point number 8, Chair.
Point number 8. Provide a list. And there was 24 hours. And Honorable Khabo said that he's not happy with it. Qualify for us, Honorable Khabo?
No, Chairperson, as I've indicated earlier on, you see that the request was for us to be provided. In fact, it was from 2 offices. The request was from both the minister and the deputy minister. That's why the response included the 2 offices. But unfortunately, in their response, they are only indicating the names of people and their positions. They do not indicate their qualifications. They do not indicate the process. Because my question was aligned as to whether they were appointed in line with the Public Commission's guidelines. That's what I was requesting.
Thank you. In terms of the input of Honorable Khabo, can we write back to them, Jabu, if that's possible?
Noted, Chair.
Thank you. Proceed.
Also, Chair, I'd like to indicate that after we received the information we shared with the members on point number 8,
know.
we wrote back to the department to indicate, and we sent them this list also as a guide to assist them, and we indicate it's a draft, but they didn't resend the requested information.
Thank you. Members, what is your view on number 10? Can we still wait for that because we are meeting with them on the 18th of November? Or shall we stick at that due date?
No,
Let's
as
stick
much
at the due
as
date.
I think we must stick to the due date, Chairperson.
Okay.
Their report will also equip us or
Yes.
provide an in-depth understanding
Yes.
as a way of preparing for the meetings over the 18th, Chair.
Yes, but definitely with this particular issues that is in front of us now, we have to just raise the bar to say, listen, guys, please note that this is due, that is due, that is due, that, because there's quite a number of detailed information to be submitted to portfolio committee members pertaining to this meeting. Closing members, the report is in front of us. Can we adopt this report, proposal, and a seconder? That is a
I
true
move for the
reflection.
adoption, Chair.
Thank
Because
you,
it's
Honourable.
moved for the adoption.
Thank you, Honourable Nkosi. Any seconder?
I second the Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Matahung. Now we are going to deal with the 21st, the very last minutes.
It's adoption of the minutes, not of the record.
The adoption of the minutes. Thanks for the rectification, Honourable Tetwa. Is Honourable Kobani still in the meeting?
100%. I'm listening on you.
Oh, thanks, Honourable Kobani. I thought someone made you angry. I didn't see you.
No, I'm disciplined. No problem. We make mistake. Someone make a mistake.
Chairperson, no, Chairperson.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's proceed with the numbers. Is Honourable Makato in this meeting? Proceed. Let's proceed. Five. The Springboks. There's a Springbok there is Biltong. Members, while we are on the resolution part of it, I want some suggestions from members so that it can be formulated on the how part. And we perhaps should choose, Portfolio Secretary, please guide us, a day and a time where we can go as a collective, has been said by the legal desk, that particular precinct will then become the precinct of Parliament, where we will have this meeting at the attorney's place or at Saru's place, be as it may, and then with the presence of the attorneys, and also, if there's questions to ask those questions, and then perhaps come back and get some prep from the Portfolio Secretary so that we have our, maybe, if I can say this, urgent in-camera meeting to also get this off our chest. So where can we formulate this? Can we go to the resolution on the fact that we, as members, can meet at the attorney's place? Where is that?
It's point number 4, Chair. It says liaise with the
Thank-
committee secretary to arrange details for the committee to view the report.
Yes, and I think the action part is with immediate effect. Can we perhaps attach that to some kind and some sort of a date?
So is written to I think Saru and DSEC, if I'm correct. copying in the legal advisors, but I'm not sure if she's received a response to that effect, Chair, with when the committee can go to.
Can I test the waters? Can I test the waters? The fact that the minister is not available on Friday, is it possible for us to make our turn there?
Maybe Siso can respond, Chair, on that matter.
Zoleka, is there any time frames we must also give enough time for them to arrange these documents and also to see whether the attorneys is available? Let's do this. Can we start the proceedings, honorable members, from our side, and then communicate, and then between myself and the management, then we can perhaps think about a day. Let's say if there is, lack of a better example, a meeting in person, 10 o'clock of Parliament or 1 o'clock, we can, as members, go earlier to peruse these documents. Is that fine? Instead of opening it up now for the discussion and waste members' time. Can we leave it to the portfolio secretary, myself, Honorable Eugene Mtetwa?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, I think it would be ideal that we leave it because it's got too many administrative issues. You have to
Agreed.
check with the lawyers, their availability if they're not in court, but also there's traveling that might be, depends where their location is. If they're in Johannesburg or wherever in Pretoria, we'll have to arrange traveling to Pretoria if we have to go there physically. Thanks, Chair.
Yeah, I think it will be in Cape Town. We've been informed that it's in Cape Town. We will work around it. If there is a bigger gathering somehow, somewhere for us as members, and also we will give it a thought as to the various clusters members belongs to. Are we taking note about that, Zoleka?
Yes, Chair.
Silence.
Yes.
Thank you. Members, the minutes of the 21st of this October is in front of us. Can we have a proposal and a second for adoption of these minutes? Without any reservations, Honorable Mtetwa?
Thank you, Chair. I propose the adoption of the minutes as presented to us. Thanks, Chair.
Okay, is that Honorable Kobani wanted to say something? Is he seconding? Honorable Kobani?
I have nothing to second.
Oh,
Everybody
sorry.
behind. Yeah.
Is there a seconder?
I second, Chair, the adoption of the agenda.
Thank you, Honorable Mataung.
Oh, MK has seconded. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a true reflection.
EFF is what is doing what now.
It's a true reflection of the making.
Okay, thanks, Chair.
Honorable members, that brings us to the end of this meeting. We are doing well so far with our meetings and our time schedules. 30 minutes beyond our time. May I say thank you to each and everyone for the attendance of this meeting. We also note the involvement of members in other meetings and also this afternoon. Honorable members, is that a legacy and Honorable Eugene Mtetwa?
No, Chair, it's something that I need us to consider in our discussions, in the future discussions.
Please proceed.
We know that there's an issue of SARA that we've been receiving emails and letters every day about. And you would remember that when I asked the DG about it, DG was not even comfortable talking about it. Yet this is a matter that was brought forward to the committee. So the committee cannot just be quiet and wait for the department for its process. Because in one of the meetings of the parliament, department lied to say that everything was well between them and SARA. Yet now we find Sarah and department in court. but what is our position on that matter? So I think it's a ticking time bomb if we just keep quiet and receive these emails and not do anything and not say anything and not even persuade the department to forward us a report, an updated report, because there was nothing in terms of presentation by the department. Regardless that Mr. Nyatela did not appear before us, the department would have presented its case on. We don't know what is the department's case against Sarah. We don't know what is its stance as we stand now. So I think for us, it's a ticking time bomb. We might be reduced and rendered useless. If there's any outcome in court of law that favors Sarah, he will be up in arms against us to say that we failed him. Because I'm not, one thing that he did not understand is that we're not taking side. We're saying, for us to be able to deal with the matter, show us your compliance side. Present your side and say, this is what I've done. This is the true reflection of what I believe and I submitted. And then let's see if the department is going to counter. But that did not happen. Now the department might be hiding behind him when it is the department that is wrong. And we can't be found wanting, either having sided with the department or having sided with Sarah without facts. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. The portfolio secretary can just assist us in this regard. I think some communications has been sent to us pertaining to this Honorable Tetwa. But before I'm going to ask the portfolio secretary to respond to this pertaining to the issue of Sarah, what we need to do and what not. I just want to check with members on the meeting on Friday. The minister is not available, and should the DM and the DG is available, what is the take of members? Should we proceed with this meeting on Friday or not? I am aware that Honorable Potgieter has raised an issue, but like I've said, that equally so, you know, all three in this particular case must be aware on decisions and progress and whatever may happen within the department. I just want us to solve that issue. Then I will come back to the issue pertaining to what Honorable Tetwa have mentioned. Let's engage on the issue of Friday. I'm going to ask the Honorable Eugene, Honorable Moratsani, and then Honorable Potgieter to respond.
Chair, I would suggest that we throw the spanner into the works, taking into consideration the fact that by common practice, if the minister is not available, the deputy minister takes the responsibility. But having experienced how the deputy minister would constantly distance herself from certain things, I think throwing the spanner into the works would be to find out if the minister is absent and the deputy minister is present, or the DG, would they commit to answering questions that relate to the minister or to the department on behalf of minister? Do they have those powers? Yes. Thanks.
Yeah, they certainly do. And this is one of the things also I'm going to take as far as my discussion with Honorable Floddick is concerned. Honorable Moratsani.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Chairperson, the issue again. Let us check who come up or who has suggested that. No. Who suggested that? Says there must be a investigation on the SAIDS issue. It's the minister, and we cannot come here in the meeting and ask ourselves questions, whereas the minister is supposed to be here. The person who's supposed to be here to give us the answers so that we can be able to interrogate is the minister. He's the one, I think even in the last PC meeting, when Seitsu did appear on the portfolio, he's the one who said that, who gave instructions for, in fact, he said, no, let me quote. He said he found the report on the table when he started in the office as the minister. But when you check the report, it talks a different story on the dates. So we cannot come there and arrive there, question whoever who's in the meeting. The minister must be in the meeting so that we can be able to get the proper answers, so that we can be able to find who is responsible for the investigation, on what ground, and so forth. Because when he was talking about those investigations, remember, we didn't get the report immediately. He was saying that, no, the report is having a people's name, Copy Act, and so forth. It implicates certain officials in the department. But if he's not there, definitely we are not going to get any answers. Let's check if the minister is available. It's a virtual meeting, Chairperson. Definitely he's supposed to be available to give us an answers. We cannot postpone this issue of seats. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Molochane. I have indicated that the minister will travel on Thursday. I've tried to get hold of the PA. She have WhatsApped me during this meeting. It is for that reason I say that the minister is not available. I just want to read. Morning, Chair. I have been advised that the minister won't be available as he will be in Egypt at the president's request. Honorable Potgieter.
Thanks, Chair. No, I don't have an issue with the meeting continuing. My comments with regards to the minister being absent are just that, but the department itself carries out all of these functions, and the investigations are done within the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, so they should be able to answer it. You know, I don't have an issue with the meeting going ahead without him being here. We cannot stall our work based on his travel schedule. I just wanted to note the effect that it is having on the work that we are doing. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Matahung.
Thank you so much, Chair. You know, this thing of the minister, man, not being around, yes, it might hold us back with certain issues, but I think we can have meetings ourselves and come up with conclusions and resolutions. Then by the time it comes in, then we know that this is where we're standing, you know, because we cannot just do things and we do the pushbacks. And with regarding to SAIDS, remember, you wanted to disband the board, and we left all those things hanging there because of that report that auditor report that we got with 280 pages, which is, I think some of us haven't even maybe went through to that report again, you know. By the time we come in and sit down, then from all those findings of the SAIDS, we need to know where we are heading. But with the minister not being available, it's kind of like stressing, you know, because of it's a back and forth meetings and we don't even have a deadlines. Maybe if we can come with deadlines whenever come to such issues to say, if we're dealing with this issue, when should these people or this entity come back so that we can finalize? Because of this can drag until next year because of we don't have any deadlines. We just, it's like we just invite people to just come and we talk with them without any resolutions. Thank you.
Yeah, am I audible? You see, honorable members, I hear what you are saying, but it will actually make our work better if doesn't matter who is there. But my simple argument is, if the minister is not available, the deputy minister must assume the responsibilities for responding on behalf of the department. There is just no way. That is what I have learned throughout the years. And if the deputy minister is not available, the director general must be in a position to respond. And even so, those who are very long in this game know If even the director is not there, it depends also on the kind of protocol that the department has. They must have someone there. They must have someone there. So it's actually better for us to say, okay, you must know. Why don't you know? Okay, the DM is not here. You the DG, why don't you know? You must know what is going on in the department, because these decisions, if your child go out of the house, it is at most, if not all of the time, a single parent that makes that decision of what is transpired within your house. It is mom and dad and the elder son sometimes. They must know and have all the dynamics, what is happening. I'm going on a surgical procedure. If I'm not here, it will be wrong for someone in my house to tell you that I don't know where's Joe. They must know Joe is going for a procedure. He's not here. So I think we must move away from this thing. The minister must be there, must be available. Yes, he is the first point of call in terms of accountability to this portfolio committee. But in the absence of the minister, the deputy minister, and we have seen this movie before, with due respect to the deputy minister, most if not all of the time, she was not aware and could not respond to some of the issues on behalf of the department, not on behalf of the minister, on behalf of the department. Honorable Molatani.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I think, Chair, remember we have that suggestion where we've said that because we have lots and lots of entities, we don't mind to have the virtual meeting in the evening if we are pressed to issues. So I think we need to consider this one in case, Chairperson. I'm not saying in case we don't win the issue of Friday. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thanks, Honorable Olatani, Honorable Kabo, and then Honorable Nkosi, and then we're going to close this matter.
No, thank you very much, Chairperson. You know, it would be wrong of us as a committee trying very hard to align our work and schedule with the work of the minister. It will be very wrong of us. We need to accept, and this is one of the reasons why we need to emphasize that we are not comfortable with the manner in which the minister is deliberately running away from these meetings. I mean, if we're having a visual meeting, government has provided the minister with a number of gadgets where the minister is able to connect to these meetings virtually, if generally was committed to these meetings. So I do not agree with the approach that we should try and accommodate the minister, when in actual fact, after adopting the program of the term, we send it to both the minister and the deputy minister, including the department. The second thing that I want to raise, Chairperson, we must not mislead ourselves, thinking that the deputy minister will come into this meeting and respond to our questions. We must not mislead ourselves in a sense that some of these processes that we are dealing with, it's legislated processes that gives the minister the direct powers to deal with those issues. So what will then be the responsibility of the deputy minister in that regard, when we all know that she has limited powers or delegated powers? The person here who must be dragged into the meeting, if one must use that word, is the minister who must come and account. And if the minister is not there, it is the DG. Because in all honesty, it is not the first time, it was not the second time where we had the deputy minister confirming to this portfolio committee that she is not involved in anyhow on some of this process, especially that deals with the appointments of panels and the appointments of boards. The other issue that I wanted to raise, Chairperson, I think that was the last one. I'm not sure if I heard you correctly on the issue of SAR, and I would want the chair probably to probably repeat himself in relation to the issue of SAR, because I wanted to have a view on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Kabo. I'm in full agreement with what you are saying, but please, honorable members, don't get me wrong. I will stand first in the line to say that the minister must be here in this particular issue, not only in this particular issue, in every single issue that is important of national interest. The minister is accountable. He must be present. But the problem that we are facing in the scenarios we are facing, we have discussed it, and we are going to see and seek proposals or answers. How can we as a committee solve these problems? Honorable, I think I said Honorable Mtetwa, and then Honorable Nkosi will be the last one, Honorable Khabo. Honorable Mtetwa?
Thank you,
checked
Chair.
him now.
For the record purpose, I want to withdraw my submission of throwing the spanner into the works and take the hardliner approach of saying, indeed, I agree with the members. The minister is responsible. Why should we make the department's malfunctioning our responsibility or our problem? It's none of our business who comes, who doesn't come. It's none of our business. All we want answers. But we know whoever will be speaking here, it is the responsibility of the minister to delegate whoever that will be speaking on his behalf. And he must take responsibility of whatever that person would be saying, because he would have delegated that person with the powers to respond on. And this is a specific matter that we have discussed before, that they know it is about this matter. They must have all the answers about this matter. Nothing else, nothing less, nothing more, just them coming to respond. The minister has got indeed, Honorable Khabo is right. The minister has access to virtual meetings, so he can do that. He can come through virtual. I think we are tired. This matter of the absence of the meeting of the minister, I wanted to raise that earlier on. You can check, a number of minutes has got this item. We can't sound like an old record that has a scratch, keep on talking about the minister's absence. We even took a decision, a resolution about this absence of the minister. So we can't be talking about the absence of the minister. We leave it here. We are going to meet. If the department hasn't said anything, we have a meeting on Friday, Chair. Thanks. That's my submission.
Honorable Nkosi?
Chair, thank you very much. I think we are all singing one tune with regards to the minister's issue. And indeed, Chair, Honorable Khabo, it's quite correct that we must not mislead ourselves. In a normal situation, yes, the minister, if it's not there, the deputy minister must be able to account. But as Honorable Khabo has indicated that in several meetings, one or two meetings, the deputy minister cannot, because she's not delegated to do so. And we all know, Chair, that the issue of the appointment of the boards and the disbandment of the boards is the minister's prerogative. He's doing as he pleases, as we indicated before. And there's no way that we can say, if the minister is not there, the DG and the DM must be able to do that. If they are working together, yes, it will happen in that way. But seemingly, the minister is running the show all alone without involving others. So in this case, Chair, the minister must be in the meeting. And really, it's disgusting that we must make means for accommodating the minister. Why the minister? Seemingly, we are begging the minister, and yet he doesn't care about us. But I think, Chair, really, we need to stand up as we are doing as the committee. We must take actions against this minister. He's not taking us very seriously, but at the same time, it doesn't work to anyone. He wants to do everything on his own. And it's quite wrong, because if you had a DM, you should work with her or him to share everything, so that when you are not there, she or he is in a position to respond. But in this case, we can see ourselves. Let us not lie to ourselves, Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Nkosi. The last speaker on the speakers list is Honorable Mataung.
Thank you so much, Chair. I think that's why I keep on saying, what muscle or what power does the committee have in order for us to be able to discipline the minister, expose the way he deals with us, because of the way he's dealing with us. It's like he's doing it deliberately because of the certain skeletons that are coming out, and he's trying to, play that hide and seek of some sort. And what powers do we have as a committee? Maybe if I can just get that clarity, if we do have powers or not, because of this thing of ours, every week we're talking about one thing, the minister, every week. And it's Chair, I think it's even if we can write to the ethics, we write to wherever, but the minister always have a way of making sure that he will never attend. And when he attends, he's always on the hurry. So what powers do we have? That's what I want to find out.
Members, I'm going to step off this point, and I'm going to make the following ruling. That in light of the majority of inputs of members pertaining to the presence of the minister in this particular event, namely SAIDS and his powers, that we will cancel the meeting, that we will explore every single means and ways to see to what extent we will have this meeting at whatever time. And in the meantime, I will then, with the inputs made by members, in due course, as soon as possible, meet with the chair of chairs and set up a meeting with the minister as well. But the meeting will proceed. The meeting will proceed with the minister pertaining to SAIDS, but not Friday. I want us to go back to the issue and communications pertaining to the SARA issue. But let me also weigh into issues of the public. And Honorable Mtetwa, I must tell you, as members of parliament and members of various political parties and members of various groups in our communities, at times we cannot hold up to WhatsApp groups, emails at times, and even phone calls. And sometimes you forget. But I always, as a member of parliament, with this particular portfolio, with colleagues, I always try to come back. Sometimes not, and I feel sometimes bad that I sometimes just slip my mind. I must call, and especially Honorable Molatsani is always sometimes a victim. I will call you back. I'm just in the lift. And then sometimes he's calling me back, and a week later and ask me, are you still in the lift? So it's difficult, honorable members. And we must keep up. The amount of emails that we receive, Honorable Mtetwa, it is difficult. And, even on a personal matter, and I don't take offense. I really don't take offense. Like, let's say this morning, there is members that receive emails, and then member says, what time is the meeting? Where's the link of the meeting? I sometimes WhatsApp members personally, here's the link. I don't have a problem, and I feel we must serve, and we must serve at the best of our ability. But sometimes I just feel I'm not the secretary of the portfolio committee. Why this person is sending this email to me? And why are they not following due process in terms of their structural way they are operating? That is the difficulties that we as members are sitting with. I am lucky and I'm fortunate, and I want to say thank you to Bulelwa, who at times are reminding me, this, have you seen this? Have you respond to this? Are you going here? You said yes, I am lucky than most members that perhaps have a secretary to this effect. But the amount of emails in this department, sports, arts and culture portfolio, it's unbearable. Where complaints comes to us as members, we cannot deal with it. We are not, and sometimes I feel much more bad to send it to portfolio secretary Jabu, Zoleka, please deal with this and all of that. So, and it is not SARA alone, Honorable Mtetwa. It's so many entities that write to us, that has complaints, that ask questions and all of that. And sometimes they don't follow the process through their various respective channels. So that's also a challenge that we have members have and try to juggle around how we're going to deal with these issues. And I must also register the fact that there are numerous communications sending to members, and then when we come to platforms of this nature, we miss those communications and we again revisit those issues. Like the SARA case, and I would like the portfolio secretary to just keep us updated. I am aware that I have seen some communication about that particular matter. My personal view is that this matter is between Sarah and the department, and maybe Jabu, if you can just fill us in on that issue.
No, Chair. With regards to Sarah, Chair, the department has sent a report. Let me just touch. It was on the 30th of September, and it was forwarded to members. It's SARA progress report, Chair. And I think that is what it's got attachments. I think that's what the DG was alluding to when she didn't want to give details, because she said that the matter was, I think, between the public protector, and they've been sending the requested information there, Chair. That's already been sent to members, the progress report and the attachments, the annexures regarding the case.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. On the other hand, members, you know, as a portfolio committee, there is just no way that we will be in a position to babysit the department, sports, arts and culture if there is these kind of things. SARA is not an entity, and it's a matter between. I see my video is off. It's a matter between SARA and these sectors, and at the end of the day, we as members must focus on issues and entities which are failing us. And the beauty part of our work has paid dividends. It pays some fruit if you look at what is happening within some of the entities. Boxing South Africa, basketball, athletics South Africa. It pays off. That is our focus and that is our zoom. And even in my biggest problem with these entities is that, but it pays off. We had Athletics South Africa that appears in 1 year 3 times. And I can tell you now, wasn't it for Honorable Moletsane who insisted they must come and they must come? And I felt, no, man, we are seeing them. It's now too much. And the very last time, at the second time when we meet with them, there was this interrogation and revelations of MasterCards being used elsewhere. So it pays off. It pays off. Honorable Okabo, I'm going to give you a last opportunity on this before I'm going to close this meeting.
Chairperson, thank you very much. I'm not sure, maybe it's me or probably I don't understand you properly in terms of the issue of the minister. Seemingly you are twisting our view as a committee. Firstly, let me remind you that we've got a resolution as this committee that the ethics committee must be brought on board in relation to the minister misleading the committee. And in the previous meeting, you were trying very hard to dismiss this view as it is not a resolution of the committee. And later into that meeting, we adopted minutes that also reflected that as a resolution of this committee. So I'd request you that we should be consistent in terms of the application of our resolutions as a committee. That is number one. Second to that, as much as you'd be interacting with the chairs of chairs, we had firstly written letters to the minister requesting the minister to avail himself. And the minister has been dismally blue-ticking us and in a way not taking us serious and dismissing us, probably if one can put it that way. We must write a letter to the chair of chairs, apart from your interaction with him. We must write a formal letter complaining about the unattendance of the minister to these meetings of the portfolio, because we've got enough evidence to demonstrate that the minister has not been attending portfolio committees. And as a result, it makes our work difficult as a portfolio to do our oversight in areas where the minister needs to account. The last issue, Chairperson, that I had raised, I wanted clarity on you on the issue of SARU, on what were your views, so that I don't misinterpret your views in terms of SARU. The last issue, the issue of the ethics committee, Chairperson, you must give us an update as to how far is that process, because there's a resolution to that effect in terms of the minister being taken to the ethics committee, Chairperson. So if it means that we must go back in terms of the administration, the secretariats can gladly prove that is a resolution of committee. If you are still disputing that, we can have that discussion now, Chairperson. Thank you very much.
Well, honorable member, I'm not too sure. Maybe you must inform me about my views. And I can tell you now, Honorable Khabo, I'm taking umbrage with your suggestion that I'm twisting the committee's views. I'm representing the committee here and no one else. And I'm representing the committee's view. And I always in my position have attempt and do and try my best to be truthful in what this view of this committee is. And if we have to go back, and I'm simply representing facts as I understand them. And that's why I'm saying I'm going to have this discussion. And if there's disagreements, we have to, as a committee, focus and clarify the facts. Rather than making personal, I almost want to say attacks or assumptions of this nature. If we have to go back and we have to revisit, you must remember you are the one who's sending direct letters to the minister, not me. And this committee, and I will make sure now in the future, you can bring that issues again. This committee, in terms of responses, we always aimed to clarify the committee's positions and not individuals. We are not individuals. I will escalate any matter of any kind of this committee on behalf of the committee and not an individual. So if you would like us to escalate those things, bring it again to this so that this committee have a fair chance and formally make their decisions. There are sometimes input of members here of this committee. That is their views that are not been given an opportunity or not been a straightforward decision saying that this is the committee views. So I'm taking umbrage of the suggestion that I'm posting committee's fact. As the committee, as this committee chairperson, I've never introduced myself even as a DA member. Never.
Chairperson, are you saying that there is no resolution of the committee to take the minister?
No,
to the
I'm
ethics
saying
committee?
to you now, bring those things again to
No, I'm
this
asking
table.
you, are you still maintaining that there is no resolution?
I'm saying to you, bring those things to this committee again so that we can go through this.
But what is it that I need to bring? Because the resolution says
Whatever
that
whatever you would like to bring pertaining to what you were saying. Honorable members, I'm going to close this meeting.
But
And,
Chairperson, you are not being fair on this matter, but it's
Chairperson,
fine.
I'm going to
Chairperson,
close this meeting.
Chairperson,
And Honorable Molatani.
Chairperson, getting angry, it doesn't suit you. Getting angry doesn't suit you, Chair. You're going to get old quickly. Chair, I remember, I think the meeting that was held somewhere in S12, NCOP building. I think that's where Honorable Khabo talked about the issue of minister being taken to if we can check, yes, if we can check the minutes, I think I will have to go through, but if the minutes can be checked, yes, we did talk about that, Chairperson. It is, I remember very well, the meeting was held in S12 NCOP building. I think if the secretaries can assist us in going through the minutes to check that. That is why I was saying the importance of having the resolution register, because we are not going to struggle this much. Thank you, Chairperson, but we did talk about it.
Yeah, thank you for that, Honorable Molatani. And what you are doing now is what I requested, clarifying the facts. Don't come here with personal attacks. Honorable Mtetwa.
Thank you, Chair. I thought I would behave and raise my hand. I don't want to be drawn into being disruptive, like we often do. As EFF, we are known to be very disruptive. I'm able to do so, but I thought I would just be respectful and raise my hand. To confirm, first and foremost, yes, indeed, we took a resolution on the minister being taken to the committees, to the ethics committee. That's why I was raising the issue of constantly this item of minister being absent in meetings. If you can check all the minutes, most of the minutes have got this item, and we can't be like making the departments malfunctioning our problem. It's high time that we stop talking about the minister absent from our meeting and discussing that, taking over 30 minutes talking about the absence of the minister. I think this should be the last time we talk about that. How we go about it, I think you
Point
should know.
taken,
Now,
Honorable Mtetwa.
I want to raise issue. I was just passing on that one, Chair. I want to raise the issue. The reason why I'm raising the issue of Sarah is because Sarah had gone to the public protector before approaching us as the committee. Now the matter has been left hanging from our side. I think it has a legal implication. Should there be anything that happens to the issue of Sarah and there's a commission of inquiry, the portfolio committee will have to be one of the witnesses to come and testify that. Now, to avoid any legal hanging matters, we need to close the matter. There should be a letter written by the committee, from the committee, to say that failing, for instance, we could be asked, if he did not come, did we summon him to come to before portfolio because we have those powers? No, we didn't. We just left it open and we depended on the department as a report, which is what we were challenging in the first place for him to come, because Sarah had been before the portfolio committee in the 6th term. The 7th term, it was supposed to come before, but we haven't dealt with that issue. So I want us to then take a decision or a resolution that we should write a letter and close the matter from our side to say, failing to appear before the portfolio committee, in writing, we have closed the matter. We can't just leave it open and say, no, but the department said that it is between now the public. This matter has been before the public protector, has been to court, by the way. It's not the first time that is before the public protector or going to court. So we can't be involved in that mess. Let's close the matter. Let's close that mess up by writing from our side to say, Sarah, you approached us, we accepted, and we even set a meeting for you. Failure to appear, what do you want us to do? Well, we are summoning you to come and appear before. Because then it will be understood as we have failed this parliament and we now relegated our failure to the public protector. That the matter has been before. We can't be seen as not. No, thank you, Chair. I think my point has been made.
Honorable Mteto, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. I want to come back. Perhaps we should give it a thought and think what we're going to do about that. To come back to the issue of the minister, I'm happy and Honorable Molotsani, it is not that I become angry. And the allegations been made has the potential to make someone angry. But in terms of the issue that is raised of the minister, I want to say it again. I'm happy for us to revisit it. And now, while Honorable Mteto was talking, I now recall, Chabu, that we had a discussion that I said, I am not going to take a one-man decision on getting a verbatim minutes of what has transpired with the minister of what Honorable Khabo has said. We must bring that issue to the committee. It never surfaced. I did not want to sign it. That is what I can recall, Chabu. But after this meeting, we will get all those issues. We will bring it to this committee, and not Joe Maglua will take a decision. It will be the committee that will take that decision. Honorable members, I'm not going to give opportunities anymore and have a two-way debate on these issues. Can I ask that we now close this meeting as there is another sitting on at 1 o'clock? With that said, honorable members, I now declare this meeting as closed.
Thank you, Chair.